Welcome one and all to another technical analysis video. We're running a little late this week. VP and I wanted to ensure that we put out the educational material that would best suit our community. We've got a little something different this week, a volatility indicator to perhaps find a place where you would put your volume indicator for your algorithm. The best part is that it was a user submission from one of our community members. Let's give a shout out to Matt S. for the idea, the email, and as a bonus he included the indicator so we didn't have to go find it. All great stuff. We hope this one finds its way into your trading toolbox for testing. The data stream this week was a bit of a project. Initially, we recorded it before we made our internal tweaks and discovered it was a bit difficult to watch. So we made some changes, added a component, which we'll discuss, and then reshot the video 3 times. Much better. Oh, and to Steve from Georgia who asked about which time frame we use for the analysis, we record our video from the 1-minute chart for about 8 hours, give or take. While it doesn't exactly represent what happens on the daily time frame, it does give us a good idea to see how the indicator reacts to price in real time. This week, we're highlighting this user-suggested indicator, which is classified as a below chart, midline, volatility indicator. The name of this week's suggested indicator is called silence. That's it. That's the whole name. Short and sweet, but it can certainly do a lot for us. This indicator was created in 2009 by a Russian coder named Trofimov Evgeny Vitalyevich, and pardon me if I've completely butchered that. There wasn't much to go on with regard to research, and the source code's notes in meta-editor were gobbledygook, so we couldn't even translate them from Russian. No matter, we got it working for us. As noted in the blog, we made a few changes to this indicator from the stock view to how it looks in the video. It originally started out as a 2 lines cross, but found that it was easier to use as a midline cross. The blog has all the itemized changes with pictures if you want to see what we did. It's definitely worth a look. We also added a component, a color change confirmation indicator, to give us something for comparison. Again, it's all explained in the blog in detail, but we'll include the necessary explanations in the video as well, so no worries. This would be a bit self-serving, but it's okay if we're a bit smug this week. Highlighting a user-suggested indicator is proof that the system is working, and we're just pleased as punch that Matt included the indicator files as well. We don't give any time off for good behavior to our email, so continue to send us those tubular notions to our indicator address at stonehillindicator@gmail.com. Per our usual operations, we'll let the video start up for a few moments so you can get acquainted to how the indicator reacts to price before we begin the discussion. First, we'll look for price to cross and close above or below our confirmation indicator, and then check to see if our volatility indicator has crossed and closed anywhere above the midline to confirm the entry condition. If you're a bit confused, don't worry. Once the video starts up, you'll see what we mean. Alright then, let's hit it. Alright then, we'll start here. We're going to pause this for a moment and cut to a teachable moment for those who are not quite clear on how to properly use a volatility/volume indicator. In this first image, we've got our color changing confirmation chart overlay indicator turning from blue to red in the yellow circle. That's our trade direction signal. Do this first. Always ensure that every other part of your algorithm has indicated that a pending trade has met all conditions. Then, and only then, do you look below to see where the volatility indicator is. In this instance, if it's above the midline, then all systems go, and you open the trade with your take profit and stop loss levels in place, sit back, and let the market do its thing. Make sure you drill that into your trading process. Everything else first, then volatility confirms the trade. If you do this backwards and try to enter a trade based on volatility alone, many of your trades will probably be late. Let's see where this goes. Okay, we've got our next signal. That first one may have pulled in a few pips on the first drop before the retracement, depending on your trade level numbers. Let's look at the setup one more time to ensure that we're all on the same page. Remember, you're going to first verify that your algorithm gives you the direction and confirmation that a trade condition exists. Then look down to see where volatility is. If it's above the midline, then you're good to go. Open the trade, and now we'll get back to the fun stuff. Here we go. And there you go. After a trade like that, I am definitely packing up for the beach. Okay, we'll let the video run on and pause where there are valid entry agreement signals. Let's see how it plays out. We're going to resume the data stream. From this point on, we'll just pause to identify the valid entry points with a quick notation and move on. Out here. Hard to tell if this had been a quick win. It would have depended on your ATR numbers. We've got a long signal with volatility agreement here and route on this quick loss. We've got a short signal with volatility and agreement, and we're out with a loss here. Make sure your stop loss is always in place. Never trade without one. Another long, then a quick short. Remember, we're only using one indicator for trade direction. With the proper algorithm in place, many of these losses would have been prevented because your algorithm would have filtered some of these entries. We'll let it run out for the last few seconds. Remember, with a volatility or a volume indicator, you're looking for a trade, no trade signal, not a long or a short decision. That's where your other indicators come in. Thoughts? Bueller? Anyone? Pretty interesting indicator, no? Finding volume and volatility indicators is probably the most difficult search you'll find in your quest to fill your trader's toolbox with quality indicators. We wanted to make this somewhat easier for you, and we feel that this one deserves a spot. If you pop on over to the testing results in the blog, you'll see that it did quite well across all markets, especially on the 4-hour SPX 500. We've got the indicator for you in the library for free in its original form. You'll have to make the necessary changes to use it like we did. The link is in the description, along with a few other helpful links. Hey Steve, we're not done. I told you about the time frame, but wanted to make sure you were clear about the financial bit. We cannot offer specific advice. We don't have or want the license. Besides, you definitely want to learn how to do this yourself. Teach a man to fish and all that. We can help speed up that process at Stonehill Forex. Yes, sir. We've got all kinds of resources, blogs, tools, and even an incredible trading opportunity with Blueberry Markets for non-US traders. And to top it off, we have the only licensed and approved course which teaches you the no-nonsense Forex methodology. We spent over a year and a half putting it together from over 80 hours of material and then squeezed it down to a 10-hour condensed and self-paced course you can do over a weekend. Do not forget to sign up for the periodic digest we put out each month. We discuss what's on our project board, highlight indicator profiles, trading items of interest, and everything the trader needs to know. You can sign up right on the website from any of the blog pages or just click on the email list tab at the top of the page on our website. If you want to get the most recent digest, email dan@stonehillforex.com with the title Latest Digest Please in the subject line. You'll have it within 24 hours. We're also on Facebook, answering all kinds of Forex questions on Quora, and of course generating more helpful YouTube videos on our channel. Come on over and browse the site. We think you'll like what you find there. Our only goal is to make you a better trader.